Happy ending, baby, born with disfigured face until an angel changes her life forever. When you're an expecting parent, you hope for the best and prepare for the worst. You want your child to be happy, healthy, and in perfect condition, but if something isn't quite perfect, it certainly doesn't mean you'll love your child any less. A toddler born with no eyes, a hole in the middle of his face where his nose should be, and no upper jaw will return to his hometown in Morocco after reconstructive surgery that transformed his face. Yahya El-Jabali was born in a small village 6 hours from Casablanca, but was flown to Melbourne for surgery at the age of 3 after a woman spotted his parents' desperate plea for help online. The courageous boy who recently celebrated his 5th birthday was born grotesquely deformed after complications in the womb stopped the bones in his face from fusing together. But after an 18-hour life-changing operation in 2014 that remodeled the bones on his face and a number of follow-up surgeries that rebuilt his nose, doctors say he will now live a normal life. And in an exclusive report on Channel 7 Sunday night, Yahya continued to defy expectations, uttering his very first words, a tear-inducing thank you to the doctor that saved his life. His touching story has stolen the hearts of Australians and will see him finally return home to be with his loving family and childhood best friend Hiba, who never cared about his appearance. Despite his incredibly rare condition, Yahya defied all odds by surviving in the womb and managed to grow into a happy and healthy toddler. However, he was a social outcast in his hometown and his parents kept him hidden away, believing his appearance was too confronting for some. They covered their son up when he left the house, and due to the lack of roofing on his mouth, he was unable to speak and could only communicate through grunting noises. Upon seeing their son's new face for the first time after Dr. Tony Holmes, who separated Bangladeshi-born twins Trishna and Krishna, spent nearly a day on his delicate surgery, his parents dissolved into tears of joy. "It's a huge joy, a huge happiness to see my son in such a situation," Yahya's father Mustafa told Sunday night in an exclusive report last year. The surgery was expected to take up to 8 hours but went on for over 18 hours, during which Yahya lost nearly half of the blood from his body and had the lining of his brain dissected from his skull. A team of surgeons worked in shift rotation, and the pricey surgery was funded partly by donations and doctors who offered their services free of charge. Yahya's plight first went global when the father of his closest friend took to Facebook, pleading for medical professionals to help the boy lead a normal life. From across the world, the post was read by Fatima Baraka, a Melbourne breast cancer survivor who was born in a village close to Yahya's. Ms. Baraka took it upon herself to search for a surgeon who would be willing to transform Yahya's face and soon found Melbourne reconstructive surgeon Tony Holmes. She then traveled to Yahya's home where she met the toddler and his family for the first time before bringing them to Australia. "I just can't believe what he's been through and how he just comes out and gets better and better every time," Ms. Baraka said 2 weeks after Yahya's successful facial surgery. "He looks like a normal little boy. He's a very smart little kid. He's got so much potential. There's no reason for him not to have a good, healthy, bright future." Ms. Baraka said the little boy entered her heart and she instantly fell in love with him. However, she admits she was quite shocked when she first met Yahya and his family. "I was a little bit horrified, to be honest," she said. Yahya and his parents met Dr. Holmes after being flown to Melbourne, with the 3-year-old underwent a range of developmental tests from CT scans to MRIs to confirm how his brain functioned and if he was suitable for surgery. Despite the serious risks involved, Dr. Holmes soon agreed to operate on the toddler. "I think this one is about as difficult as it gets, a 9.5 out of 10 degree of difficulty," Dr. Holmes told Channel 7 Sunday night. "Yahya may not die if we don't operate, but he might if we do. I believe that it's the right of everybody to look human, and this kid doesn't look human." Yahya underwent surgery in December 2014 when Dr. Holmes brought the two sides of his skull together and built him a nose with his own skin. Speaking after Yahya came out of surgery, Dr. Holmes was ecstatic at the results and delighted at his parents' reactions. "When they first saw him, you could just tell that they were just stunned and so happy," he said. 5 weeks after the surgery, Yahya's parents welcomed a new addition into their family after his mother gave birth to a baby girl. After initially being afraid she may suffer from the same deformed facial features as Yahya, they were relieved when she was given the all-clear. "Thank you. The little boy who left Morocco was completely different to the one who returned, inside and out. And of course, there was one very special person waiting on his doorstep for him to return home, his best friend Hiba. While the inspirational little boy still needs some prosthetic eyes and more surgery on his nose, he's learning to walk, and his life has changed forever."